Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Salt Lake City Snowhawks expansion franchise here on Madden 25. It's week 2, and we're at Salt Lake Stadium for the first time, taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Stafford and co. led a 31-0 win over his former team, the Detroit Lions, to start this year 1 season. As we are here week 2, as I said, our Snowhawks a tough loss, first time out. I want to say that score was 35-21 against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, but a lot of things to be encouraged about. As, of course, an expansion team, I think we're at 72-73 overall, so an uphill climb as we try to build and establish our identity and build a foundation here in Salt Lake, as we'll try to bring a winning pedigree to Utah, along with the Utah Hockey Club, as we kind of followed suit in this expansion franchise where we replaced the Arizona Cardinals. Last week we watched a full game. This week we're gonna just watch the offense, and then I think we'll simulate a few weeks, and then we'll watch a full game with the defense, as we'll send this opening drive. Good run stop there to -2, and then a 10-yard pass for Atwell, 3rd and 1, and they extend the chains there to Demarcus Robinson, 14 yards to Tyler Higbee, and now 7 yards for Williams. They're moving the ball very well here. Another couple, 3rd and 1. 4 yards there for Williams. They go from the pass to the run, and then Stafford an incompletion, and then stop there at the line. Now 3rd and 10 at the 23, and they get another first down. That time Puka Nacua inside the 10 as a 9-yard touchdown pass to Demarcus Robinson, and kind of like Josh Allen last week, Matt Stafford leads a drive where he just totally picks apart our defense. But now we will jump out there. We're going to simulate the rest of this game on offense. Watch that play out as we see Trey Lance pretty good last week. I mean, he threw the ball 40 times, racked up close to 300 passing yards as he established himself as the starter over Malik Willis and Bailey Zappi. Now Trey Benson, the rookie, gets 4. It was slow goings for him in week 1, although he did have some bright spots last week. Now less than 5.5 in this first quarter. 7-0 Rams. They go play action here. Lance sets and throws, has a man there, and that's Marvin Harrison Jr. And for those unaware, I'm sorry, that's Jahan Dotson. I keep mixing up the numbers with this team. We'll get it here one of these days. Akello Witherspoon on the stop. But with this expansion team, we have 31 players, selected in the expansion draft from each team. And then we also kept the rookie class of the team we replaced, which happened to be Arizona, as their Jahan Dotson, another grab. 2 catches for 34 into Rams territory, as we'll take over at the 32. Dotson, our selection from the Commanders, as we did start, with preseason rosters, just to make it a little bit easier when assembling our expansion pool. Now first down to 32. Swing that out for Mo Ali Cox from Indianapolis, as he'll take that for the first. Now inside the red zone, Trey Lance playing with some moxie here in his first 2 starts to give there for Amir Abdullah. He gets 4. But as I said, we're going to simulate a few weeks, move on through this year 1 season, then we'll watch a game on defense. And then we'll close this episode, just have one more full look in at this team in a later game, as Benson breaks an arm tackle, breaks another tackle, Benson out to the corner, and he'll be wrapped up, a good gain down to the 6. So it'll just take 3 episodes here to get through this year 1 season, as we're going to try and pave our way into the offseason. Really looking forward to that. Benson, another give, good lead block there, and stopped just short. That was Tip Ryman leading the charge, as Benson just a yard short, now 2nd and goal. As now I believe that's Amir Abdullah checks into the backfield. Dotson in the slot. Tony and Harrison Jr. out wide. And the give will be to Abdullah, and he dives in for the touchdown, as our Snowhawks, a very good opening drive led by Trey Lance. Some good hits on the ground there with Benson, and then Abdullah finishes it off, as we'll knock this one up. Now we'll keep going on to this normal sim of our defense. Rams back out there, 13-yard hit for Cooper Kupp. 8 yards to Nacua. Now 2nd and 2 to start the second quarter. 5-yard run from Nacua, as it's now first down. 8 yards for Williams. 9 yards to Nacua. Again, just moving the ball at will. 14 yards to Kyron Williams, now at the 10-yard line. 2-yard rush from Stafford. 8-yard touchdown pass to Kupp. And the Rams again get a touchdown drive here, led by their passing attack. And we're going to have to try and shore it up, tighten up the screws there on defense. As now 8:04 remaining here in the second quarter. Let's see if our offense can answer again. As there's Harrison Jr. in motion. And swing it out to him as they fake it. Lance settles. Going to roll out and just throw that one away. Now 2nd and 10. Salt Lake at the 30. Lance sits in the pocket, delivers there, and that's Kadarius Toney, 5 yards. Strong catch there by Toney, unfazed by the contact. Did score a touchdown last week in the opener. As we have a 3rd down, Ali Cox in motion. Lance takes the snap. Sits in the pocket, maneuvers, going to run for it. Trey Lance breaks into the open field across the 50 as he'll slide down. 1st down, Snowhawks. Now Trey Benson, the single back here. Lance under center, Harrison in motion. And the give will be to Benson. Nothing doing that time, stood up on the edge. At some point in this video, probably will go over the draft strategy this year, as we have, assigned our scouts, and we've kind of delved into the draft pool a little bit. Lance sets and throws. There's Tip Ryman, the rookie tight end, as he gets 13. Ryman, a very good game last week, had 3 or 4 catches on that final drive, really establishing some rapport here with Lance. That is now 1st down at the 33. Toney now in motion. Back the other way. Fake there to Benson. Lance going to swing it back out for Benson now up the sideline, as he'll get 4. Got to be impressed with the way Salt Lake has stayed composed on offense, been moving the ball and kind of matching the Rams. Lance now over the middle, fires into the end zone, almost intercepted. That was in the hands there of the Rams DB. Maybe Cameron Curl had an interception in the opener. As I said earlier, LA comes off a 31-0 victory over the Detroit Lions in that Stafford versus Goff revenge game for each. Now underneath there for Harrison. He's going to take it in. Harrison down to the 1-yard line. Had a touchdown last week, not through the air, but on the ground. And this time falls just a yard short, as we got very lucky in, inheriting him from that Cardinals draft class. Just underneath, so much speed there. I think working against John Johnson maybe, or no, somebody else, but still, Harrison, a very good play here early on. Salt Lake about to answer back, hopefully. 1st and goal at the 1. Benson, the lone back. They won't give it to him, though. Lance swings that out, and that's Tip Ryman, the tight end, the rookie. Back-to-back weeks now with touchdowns for Tip Ryman, the 3rd-round pick out of Illinois. Hopefully you have him on your fantasy team, because he is turning into a touchdown vulture here. Wide open underneath there, leaks out. And Salt Lake, very good to start this day, going to tie it up. Back to the simming now, less than 4 minutes left in the half. Stafford has thrown only 1 incompletion all game. 5-yard rush there for Williams, 3rd and inches. As they do get that one, 4 yards to Williams. 8 yards for Williams. 8 yards for Williams. 2 yards for Williams. Now 3rd and inches, 1:24 remaining. Incomplete, so 4th and inches at midfield. And the Rams do punt it away, so we're going to get a chance here to score before the end of the half. 1:01 remaining. Last week, Trey Lance threw, I believe it was a pick 6 at the end of the half, just a bonehead mistake, as we did end up losing by 14. That kind of swung it a big way, that one underneath for Tip Ryman. Now 2nd and 5. Still 3 timeouts left for Salt Lake. Not showing too much urgency here, actually trying to just run it down, it seems. But then I don't know why you're passing it. Now Lance finds a man. It's Amir Abdullah, 1st down. That one does stop the clock. Salt Lake now at the 38. Lance in the pocket. Going to swing that out towards the sideline. Gets a few. That one does stop the clock as well now. So now at the 41, still all your timeouts, 19 seconds. See if you can get a vertical shot. That one for Dotson. Gets 9, call a timeout. Now 16 seconds left. 2, maybe 3 chances left to work yourself into field goal position. Give Rodrigo Blankenship a shot. Lance will find Harrison there, and that's going to eat up more yardage. Another timeout called. Now at the 44, 12 seconds. Want to get maybe 10 more yards, a little bit less, and you're in a spot. And again, Lance trying to force the issue. He's intercepted, trying to get Jahan Dotson, as Amir Abdullah gets there for the tackle. An interception there by the Rams. As that's Bates, the middle linebacker rookie. And for back-to-back weeks to start this franchise, Trey Lance, an interception at the end of the half, especially in this spot. Don't force the issue too much. As we, I guess, just watch this last defensive play, see if we can keep it out of the end zone. Solomon Thomas going to smack Matt Stafford there, and we'll end the half with an exclamation point. Solomon Thomas, I believe, did have a sack in the opener, and gets one here to end the first half of play, as it's going to be tied up here, 14-14. from Snowhawks Stadium, the first game at home here in this expansion franchise series. And I hope, obviously early on, but I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you saw the last episode, our first game. It was fun despite a big loss against Buffalo. We had some fun plays, showed some things to be excited about as we go on and build this expansion team. Just really can't wait for the offseason, as I'll stress throughout the remaining episodes here in year one, as we'll get updates here around the league now. At halftime, San Fran at Minnesota as the 49ers win 38-35. The Vikings now 0-2 as they lost to the Giants in week 1. Now Cincinnati at Kansas City, Burrow versus Mahomes, as the Bengals up 17-7. Burrow 189 yards, 2 touchdowns, as they're about to be heading into halftime. And the last update here, we'll get Seattle at New England, a rematch of the Super Bowl a few years back, as Seattle wins that one 28-14. Drake May just 10 for 20, a touchdown and an interception in his second start. Salt Lake out there at the 30 to start this second half of play. A tie football game here. As we'll start this one again for Jamal Williams, tries to get the corner. I'm sorry, that's Trey Benson as he's taken down for a loss. Now 2nd and 11, and I was talking about the draft class earlier, and we are going to use random auto-generated draft classes. I really enjoy, the random scouting aspect. You don't know what these players are going to be. You don't know anything about them. All you know is about the headlines that you see there in the news tab in the franchise menus, and of course what you uncover in scouting. But of course quarterback is going to be a big talk for this franchise moving forward, especially depending on how Trey Lance can play. But only one first-round rated quarterback in this upcoming class, so I don't know if that's something we can fill via the draft. Maybe through trade, maybe free agency, depending on who hits the market. As Lance fires an incompletion there on the screen, I believe they're trying to set up. As that will be a 3-and-out to start this second half. The offense stalls out for the first time. There's Aaron Cepas on the punt, a good one there, fielded at the 28. Good tackle there, as LA will take over at the 34. We'll see here Matt Stafford in the offense back out there. Rob Havenstein still there with the Rams, a long-time offensive tackle. 9:43 left here in the third quarter. We'll just keep simming along here. 22 yards to Demarcus Robinson, a big hit to start things off here for LA. 5 yards, then 4 yards for Williams. 6 yards to Nakua. Incomplete. I think just the second or third incompletion. Williams gets 7 now. 3rd and 3 at the 22. Incomplete. So they're going to have to settle for a field goal, I think, here. A 39-yard attempt to take the lead. And it is good there by Joshua Carty. And now 6:14 remaining as the offense will come back out there, trailing again here, but just by a field goal. So let's see if Trey Lance can get something going here. Salt Lake at the 30. Just about halfway through this third quarter. Ali Cox there in motion. Lance sits in the pocket. And he's going to be sacked trying to break that one outside. Pass protection has held up very well this game, but Jared Verse there, too good rushing the passer. As finally the Rams get home for the first sack of the day. That's going to set us back 10 yards. And for an expansion team, there was not much to choose from in that expansion draft. We got lucky with keeping Jonah Williams in that dispersal draft from the Cardinals. But otherwise, we had to get Trey Turner off the free agent market. We had to get Charles Leno off the free agent market. And otherwise, we have Isaiah Adams, a left guard, rookie at left guard. And Tyler Shatley at center. A pick there from the Jacksonville Jaguars in the expansion draft. So Shatley actually the only starter, as we missed a chance there trying to get Harrison on the screen. As Shatley the only pick from the expansion draft who ended up being a starter on the offensive line at 69 overall. Now 3rd and 20 will go short game, trying to make something happen after the catch. That's Mo Ali Cox. Not he would expect to catch and run it like that. And he almost got it. Got 16, not enough though. 4th and 4. As again, we're going to have to go 3-and-out punt here to start the half. And that goes for 43. The Rams take over at the 22-yard line. And we're intercepted. We got Duke Riley on the interception. And what a time for that. 5:05 now left. And we have it at the 44-yard line. Duke Riley, the interception, as we take over in Rams territory. Let's try and get back on the board here after a consecutive 3-and-out. It's a fake. Lance fires over the middle, and he has his man there, Marvin Harrison, the junior. And he's going to take that to the house. Marvin Harrison Jr. turns on the burners, and the rookie finds the end zone for the second straight week to start his NFL career. A rushing touchdown last week, a receiving touchdown now this week to put us up. Lance, he's been super composed in the pocket, and Harrison Jr. wide open. He's been wide open all day, and he's going to be one of the best, if not the best receiver in football before too long. Now Rodrigo Blankenship on for the extra point to make it a 4-point game. Kick is up, and that one is good. So Salt Lake cashes in off the Duke Riley interception. Back-to-back plays. You get the interception, and then you get a 44-yard touchdown as spirits are riding high now on that Salt Lake sideline. Now the Rams will start at the 30, 5 yards for Williams. 11 yards to Cooper Kupp. Now at the 46, 5 yards for Williams on the ground. Pass knocked away. Stafford, a bunch of incompletions now. And then Solomon Thomas gets home for his second sack of the day. They're on third down as it's now 4th and 9. And we forced a punt here late in the third quarter. And we have a chance to extend this lead. What a half of football it's been for our Salt Lake City Snowhawks, starting here at the 20. Up 21-17. It's funny the way football works. Last week the Rams won 31-0. And now here they're trailing to our expansion team as Lance hooks up there for 5. Less than 2 minutes now remaining here in the third quarter. There's Abdullah split out wide. Now goes over the middle and he'll get the catch there. That for 2, which will now bring up a 3rd and 3 at the 27. And we'll bring out the I formation. 2 tight ends on the line. See if we can just go some power football here as we do give for Jamal Williams, and he's going to be stopped short. 4th and 1 at the 29. That was a big spot to keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving as well. But Jamal Williams has not been used much here in the first 2 weeks. And then Aaron Steeposh just a 39-yard punt. And Trey Tomlinson takes it 36 for a 26-yard net now. And the Rams in good field position as Dietrich Weiss, he gets home for the sack. Darius Robinson injured on the play. Now 2nd and 14. Incompletion from Stafford as he's getting rattled here as the game's gone on. But he gets 11 there for Robinson. That ends the third quarter. So it'll be 4th and 3 at the 48 to start the fourth quarter. See if the Rams punt it as they do. So at the 2-yard line now, as I don't like that at all. Let's see if we can get some breathing room here as the Rams can split the difference here with a safety. As we do bring out the I formation again. The one here for Tip Ryman as we're just using him all over. Tough running there up the middle for 7. Tip Ryman, the 3rd-round tight end out of Illinois, already a fan favorite in our Salt Lake City Snowhawks franchise. Ali Cox now motions out wide into the backfield. This Miami playbook, just so much motion. Big block there set by Trey Turner, and a tough run for Trey Benson as he gets ahead for the first down. Some much needed breathing room here. If you drive the distance of the field, you'll probably chew a lot of clock in doing so, and hopefully end up with a touchdown, make it a 2-possession game as Trey Benson swallowed up there off the exchange. Now 9 minutes left, 2nd and 11. Fans going crazy here in Salt Lake. The give for Benson. Really nothing doing there. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 now. A big spot to deliver here. You don't want to punt this deep in your own territory, especially Sipas has been very inconsistent. 3rd down, Harrison Jr. in motion. He's the guy you got to watch out for in this situation. They go with fake. Lance trying to roll out now. He's going to try and run for it. Trey Lance breaks up the field into the 2nd level as he slides down. 1st down, Snowhawks, as Lance has broke out the legs when he's needed to. Otherwise, he's been very composed back there, getting his passes off. Salt Lake City now at the 27-yard line. In motion, they'll give it to him. Jahan Dotson, and nothing doing, 1 yard. 2nd and 9 at the 28. Lance on the drop back. Fires there underneath for Ali Cox. He's been super good in this one as he'll get 13 in the first. Less than 7 minutes now left in the game. Salt Lake City approaching midfield. Lance directly under center. And they go the end around here again for Dotson. Almost broke off that arm tackle. 2 yards. I think Dotson had that one nice catch early on, but really nothing after that. Trying to get him the ball. Tony's been fairly quiet as well. Really just Marvin Harrison, Tip Ryman through the passing game. This time we'll swing it out. As that's Dotson again. His 5th catch, 49 yards, as he's forced out. Now 3rd and 2 at the 48. And I feel like here, just 4-down territory. Run it twice up the middle, get these 2 yards, keep the clock moving, move the chains. Not going to need 2 plays. Big run there from Jamal Williams as he's been bottled up that time for 11. Jamal Williams, a captain on this team, selected him from New Orleans in that expansion draft. Now a fake there for Benson. Lance Lance maneuvering, not going to scramble. Lance slides down after 4. Those scrambles are so good late in these games. If you get an incompletion, of course, that stops the clock, but the ability to just run it, eat up some yards, keep the clock moving. Now on the check down, we'll get Benson that time for 3. Less than 4 minutes now, 3rd and 3 at the 35-yard line. Benson motions out of the backfield. Lance, flush left. Now he's going to be sacked out of field goal range, and that's not what you want to take in that spot. I got to see who's there on the sack. As injury timeout, Trey Lance looked like his ankle shaken up as he is going to the locker room. Our backup quarterback, Malik Willis, might get some action here. As Matt Stafford going to try and lead a comeback drive here. 21-17, 3:23 remaining here in this opening game for the division. And torn quadriceps, so I don't think that's good. I want to say that's going to keep Lance out maybe a couple weeks, as we are going to have to go to Malik Willis in this spot. But before that, we'll see if the defense can get a stop here. 6 yards to Nakua, 12 yards to Cup, 14 yards to Cup now at our 42-yard line right before the 2-minute warning. 5-yard rush, 5-yard rush again for Stafford, 11 yards to Higbee, now 1:20 remaining at the 26. 25 yards for Cooper Kupp, now down to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. And they pound that in, or they don't pound it in, but Cooper Kupp gets it. And now that'll leave just 51 seconds on the clock. And it's going to be Malik Willis trying to lead a game-winning drive here. Quarterback out of Liberty, as we have selected him from Tennessee in that expansion draft. 51 seconds at the 25. Malik Willis, his first drop back as a member of the Salt Lake City Snowhawks, and he's going to go back like 15 yards. Takes a huge sack there. And that is not what we needed. Really the last thing you need. I'd rather, chuck it down the field, try and make something happen and get intercepted, rather than just going back 16. Now his first connection here, Mo Ali Cox. Ali Cox breaking it up the sideline. Mo Ali Cox goes 50 yards. A huge play, and he's the unlikely suspect in these spots. And he's coming up huge time and time again now. Malik Willis, a huge strike after it takes a big loss. That one to the sideline, 5 yards to Dotson. What a sequence there for Salt Lake City now at the 35, 2nd and 5, 34 seconds, 1 timeout remaining. Malik Willis trying to make some magic happen. We go run, and Trey Benson swallowed up as we have to burn our final timeout. That's Jared Verse, another big play. And a questionable call that time. 3rd and 9 now. No timeouts remaining. Amir Abdullah splits out wide, out of the backfield. Malik Willis cock backs and throws up the sideline there. I think that was for Jahan Dotson. John Johnson and a corner there on the coverage. As it now all comes down to this 4th and 9. Jamal Williams, Trey Benson there in the backfield. Willis on the drop back. Willis fires and just out of the reach there for Jahan Dotson. We had Dotson streaking up the sideline. And that would have been a first down, maybe a touchdown, as Malik Willis denied just off there on that throw. And the Rams are going to come out here in the inaugural game at Snowhawks Stadium and pull out a very exciting win. Both games now we've had in this series so far are very exciting, as Matt Stafford kneels. And that's going to do it here in Salt Lake City, 24-21. Another good game. Here's our Snowhawks fall by a field goal. Trey Lance did get hurt there towards the end, although he's seen right here at post-game, so maybe not as bad as we originally thought. Matt Stafford, a good game, went kind of cold there in the second half, but the Rams now advance to 2-0, as we'll now go back to our Snowhawks headquarters and simulate a few weeks and see if we can get our first win. So we are now here into week 3, as our Snowhawks are 0-2. We have a matchup now as we host the Detroit Lions, as they're 1-1. As I said earlier, they got rocked in week 1 against the Rams, but rebounded to get a win. So we'll just sim ahead past this Detroit game, and then I think week 4, we'll watch our defense there against the Commanders, as I now have Trey McBride from that dispersal draft, as we dispersed the Cardinals roster throughout the league. So we lose 49-13, and we'll take a look at the box score. So 45-31 week 1, 24-21 in week 2, and now 49-13. As we get absolutely steamrolled at home Jared Goff, 4 touchdowns. Malik Willis filling in for Trey Lance, 3 interceptions, but 244 yards on the running game. Jamal Williams, 11 carries, 34 yards, a touchdown. We kind of let Trey Benson play second fiddle, but he didn't even get any touches. I didn't think that would happen in the sim. 6 catches for Marvin Harrison for 65. Mo Ali Cox, Kadarius Toney, and Jamal Williams, 4 catches. You wouldn't expect that from him. 8 tackles for Avonte Maddox, 2 for loss as well. Only 1 sack there to Anthony Nelson. Duke Riley, another interception. So he has 2 interceptions. Blankenship, 2 for 2. And we did have 1 new injury as Anthony Nelson now a fractured shoulder blade. So we're going to go ahead and place him on the IR. Already placed Robinson at D tackle on the IR. And then a week later got to place Nelson there. So we're going to have to bring in someone to give us a little more DN depth. But 5 more weeks we'll be without Lance. And I'm going to assume he'll take over for Willis unless Willis just, sets the world on fire and really responds well from that last start. Upgrade a couple players here before we jump into this Washington game. We'll see who we got. Jalen Thompson. We got our safety tandem here. Jalen Thompson, we'll just put 1 there for zone. As all our players, the morale is so low. I don't know if anyone has any tips on how to raise morale besides winning football games, because I don't think we're going to have many chances at that. Let me know. And now for Adams, we'll buy into his archetype, just go run support. And now I do just want to look at the college players, give you a quick run through of that, what to expect in this year's draft. So at the overall board here, Roy McBride, the #1 prospect in college football out of LSU, 6'3", 222 physical receiver. Athletically, doesn't look to be anything too great, although elite to great strength, and B for medium route running. So we'll see how he develops. A lot of pass rushers here, though. Second on the board, Jonathan Kilroy, a power rusher out of Oklahoma, 6'5", 254, elite to great strength. Doesn't look to be an overpowering athlete, but #2 on the board. Then Nick Madden out of Georgia, another pass rusher who I think, it might come down to, not to X out of that, I think it might be Nick Madden, maybe Steve Groves for us, as we'll probably be at the top of the draft, so maybe McBride is the guy, depending on how he tests at the combine. A couple good tackles here in Myron Wake, 6'4", 317 out of LSU. Elite to great there for agility, change of direction, jumping, speed. A for injury so far. So I think shoring up our tackle spots might be a priority as well. We have another tackle here, Brendan Donnell from Ohio State. Elite to great for acceleration, agility, jumping, speed. So looks to be a very good athlete. Although the D for run, block, power, very low. But he is an agile lineman. All these guys pretty much agile linemen at the top. Darren Anderson, the top quarterback in the class. So already at A for deep accuracy. Top fits there. You see us, the Jets, and the Giants. 6'1", 226 out of Cincinnati. Athletically, it looks like elite to great acceleration, change of direction, and then great to good agility, good speed and strength. A deep accuracy for a scrambler, which, is pretty rare. So I think Anderson might be the real deal. And if there's no quarterback, in free agency on the trade market, I think Derek Anderson might have to be the guy depending on how his season goes. As, like I said, we'll probably have a top 3 pick at worst, maybe top 5, but I think we'll probably be there towards the top of the draft. And then a couple other pass rushers here, Josh Cologne, Byron Stanford out of Alabama, a scheme fit for us at right end, 6'3", 251 speed rusher, elite to great acceleration and speed, A awareness, B play rec, so solid foundation so far at 20% scouted. And I do want to show our prospects as far as the regional breakdown goes and show how we have our scouts going. So nationally, we have Calvin Heath with expertise at D end and outside linebacker. As I said, a very strong, class for edge rushers. And I think that's a position we can definitely strike on early on in this draft. But now going to the West, we have Carter Knight, just a 1-star tier expertise at offensive tackle and D end. And their focus is going to be D end. So we see here the top 2 prospects in the region. We have Josh Cologne here out of Colorado, 6'5", 269, C tackle, 22 years old, elite to great for change of direction and speed. Someone maybe we get in the first round if they have a strong season. Then there's Ruben Fitzsimmons right behind him at 12 overall at a Boise State, another speed rusher, C block shed. Looks to be a better athlete than Cologne. Then we also have Donovan Solomon here out of UCLA, 21 years old, 6'4", 187 with B press. So it seems like he definitely knows how to use that length. although his athletic traits, nothing special there. Donovan Solomon, the top corner on the draft board right now. Then Gerald Kidd at D tackle. A few first rounders here, but in the West, nothing overpowering. Just kind of go position by position, see if anything stands out. And a poor interior lineman here in the West, but a couple of good tackles. Deontez Cheeks out of USC Awareness. One of the top power tackles in the draft, but the athletic traits, nothing special. There's another one here. Lorenzo Childs, 24th on the board out of Washington State, 6'7", 309. Looks to have very good agility and change of direction. B for lead block. And he is a pass protector, but seems to have decent athleticism for a pass protector. D end, where this is our area of focus. We saw Cologne Fitzsimmons. Now we have a second to third round prospect here in Enrique Williams, a run stopper, so more of a D tackle type guy in our 4-3 scheme. F for finesse move so far. Great to good strength, nothing crazy there. Athletically, let's keep moving down here. Gerald Kidd we saw. A couple linebackers. Who do we have here at linebacker? 28th overall, probably not someone in our range unless they slip to the second round. So really nothing here in the West besides a couple D ends, a top corner. As we'll now go over to the Central, which they have 3 of the top 5 prospects. 2 from LSU here in Roy McBride, the #1 player, and Myron Wake. And then second here, we have Jonathan Kilroy out of Oklahoma, who we already talked about. Aries Florence here out of Texas Tech, 6'5", 318. A impact block for the agile offensive tackle, very young at 21 years old. Elite to great for acceleration, agility, great to good for speed and jumping. Looks to be an above average athlete at the very worst with A impact block. So he looks pretty promising. We did add him to the board. Another outside linebacker here, Steve Goodwell, as Oklahoma has 2 pass rushers in the top 15 prospects. 6'4", 265. Nothing crazy athletically. B injury, all we have scouted for him so far. Go position by position now here in the Central. Nothing at quarterback. Nothing really at running back. They have that receiver, Roy McBride, the #1 prospect, but really nothing else here on offense at all. And they have Myron Wake, Aries Florence, 2 very good offensive tackles. At D end, a couple guys here. Kareem Armstead towards the end of the first round. Javon Kinney, 6'4", 309, probably another D tackle. Elite to get great strength at right end. Really nothing doing. Tyrone Middlebrooks, speed rusher. B finesse move, you like to see that. Athletically, though, nothing great. D tackle, first round here, Laquan Porter. Linebacker, top 5, we already talked about Kilroy. Nothing else really doing. Goodwell we talked about. Ricardo Chambers here, 6'4", 270 out of LSU. Another power rusher, put him at D end in the 4-3. Some good corners here at the top. Leonard Harris out of Oklahoma, B in man coverage. Decent athlete. Jamison McCoy out of A&M, B press, another man-to-man corner with elite to great acceleration. Kenny Wildmer out of Texas. Some decent corners here out of the Central. They're going to safety. First rounder here, Barry Drayton out of LSU. LSU, a ton of players, elite to great agility and jumping. And then nothing really else there. So now we're going over to the Northeast. And I want to see where our focus is. So our focus is at safety. In the other region there in the Central, it was corner. And now here in the Northeast, it is safety. As the top guy, Brendan Donnell, who we saw at Ohio State. Darren Anderson, who might be our quarterback of the future, depending on how things go. We'll definitely monitor his season. Connor Carroll out of Ohio State, another pass rusher here off the edge. Only B tackle covered so far in scouting. Emmanuel Rhodes, actually the top receiver on the board, I believe, or the second receiver here out of Michigan. Really nothing special as an athlete. C release uncovered so far. I'll go by position. And at quarterback, so there's Darren Anderson, who's far and away the top guy at quarterback. And then behind him, there's Corbin Childress out of Louisville, 5-star recruit who's had a very disappointing start to his career, now in his true junior season. B accuracy, elite to great strength and throw power. Probably nothing crazy as an athlete. You like that B medium accuracy, strong arm. As I said, 21 years old, the former 5-star recruit. They were very excited about him at Louisville, but it's been disappointing. But the potential is certainly there. And then we have Michael Valdez, 5'11", 210 field general out of Yale. And he's risen a lot already in the first couple weeks of this college season. Only D breaks sack, but if you pay attention to the news around the league, they do cover some draft news, and they're talking about how Michael Valdez is kind of setting the college football world on fire right now. So if we miss out on Anderson and Childress at the top of the draft board, Michael Valdez might be our guy. So the Northeast with our top 3 targets at quarterback, all here within the same region. Couple wide receivers here. We talked about Rhodes. Now there's Courtney Newman out of Notre Dame. Deep threat, beat catching so far. Elite to great speed. Probably one of the better burners in this draft class. A lot of receivers here, but mostly day 2, day 3 type guys. Nothing really at tight end. At tackle, we talked about Brendan Donnell, who we might get. I mean, we could definitely go the offensive tackle route, but either way, it's probably going to be quarterback, offensive tackle, or edge rusher, pass rusher, which are probably the 3 most, foundational pieces in building your football team. Nothing else really here. As we'll finish it out now with the Southeast region, and let's see what our focus is here. Interior line, so like the tackle spot, definitely want to get some interior linemen, but here at the top we see Nick Madden and Steve Groves, 2 SEC pass rushers, who we talked about along here with Byron Stanford. So the top 3 players here in the Southeast are all pass rushers. We got one Georgia, Mississippi State, Alabama. So pass rusher is definitely a way we could go. And actually John Herrera here, deep threat out of Miami, the top receiver. And then Emmanuel Rhodes of Michigan behind him on the board right now. Dontre Franklin, the 2nd-ranked corner right now. 6'2", 206, only 21 years old, with elite to great agility, change of direction, and jumping. So he looks to be a little bit better of an athlete there at corner than the one from LSU. Forget his name at this point. And there's Emmett Dalton, another borderline first-round quarterback out of Miami, scrambler, 6'4", 229, elite to great strength and throw power with B under pressure. Maybe someone we think about, but I think I kind of like the other guys a little bit better with those storylines they have going on. And then a couple good tight ends here. Day 2, day 3 guys. Definitely want to draft one, I think, in this year's draft. So we have interior line as our area of focus here in the Southeast. We have Larry Gaddis out of Alabama, 6'6", 335. Definitely, a power interior lineman, but we're more of an agile zone blocking scheme. So I don't know if he's the best fit for us. Mark Pritchett, another power guy. Pass protectors here in the later rounds at center. Only one draftable prospect, Justin Wilcox, another power scheme. But at right guard, we have 3 agile guys here between the 2nd and 4th rounds. Eric Hammond, 6'2", 329 out of Florida State. Looks to be a good athlete, elite to great agility and jumping. Although the pass block power there at D, but you like the lead block at B. So I think we will add him to our board, as we'll be able to scout him a little bit more as we go on. Ron McMahon out of NC State, another agile guy. And he actually looks to be an even better athlete. A for run block finesse. I think I'm bought in here to Ron McMahon as well, even more so than Hammond. And then we have Clark Brinks out of Clemson. A for awareness, 6'3", 314. Looks to be a solid athlete, so we'll add him to the board. Hopefully end up with one of these guys for the interior line. Then Eric Riddick from Georgia. A for pass block, which definitely ties into his pass block tendency. And we'll add him as well. I mean, all these guys, nothing over the top, but they all seem to be pretty quality, at the very least, like depth offensive linemen there on the interior. A 2nd-round offensive tackle here, Kirk Burton, but he is power. As now just we'll finish up with defense. Another guy here, Martin Marion out of Clemson, speed rusher. Deep block shed, though, deep power move. And comment below, if you kind of go through this whole draft process in Madden kind of like I do. I love going through these guys, kind of seeing who gets your attention. Jimmy Connor here, B for finesse move, only 21 years old. I think we'll go ahead and add him as a guy with some promise as a pass rusher, although there at the late 1st round, I don't know if he's someone in our range. Glenn Hancock, A for power move, but late 1st round, I don't think we'll get him. Just keep moving along here a little bit. Don't want to spend too much time doing this. Still very early in the season. A bunch of corners there. So that's going to wrap it up for now. Obviously, we have a lot to do as far as scouting, drafting here in this year 1 expansion season. As we are going to set here, just finish the episode off with a game against Washington. We'll just play defense in this one. And I did want to showcase one of their players who they picked. I think it was 2nd overall in the dispersal draft, as he's the 3rd-rated player on their roster. Trey McBride, star dev, at 88 overall. Does have -1 there for morale. Only 6 catches in the first 3 weeks, so maybe that's why the morale is so low, as it might be taking time there against Jaden Daniels to get going. But we're going to finish this episode off with a game against Washington, as we'll just look at our defense in this one. All right, we're back here at Snowhawks Stadium as we're still seeking our first win in franchise history. We're set here against rookie Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winner there at LSU, second overall pick, as we have Malik Willis making his second start here with our Snowhawks, as Trey Lance will still miss another month or so, as our offense will have to try and rally behind Willis, even though, Lance won the job clean out of the preseason, was the team captain, and was playing fairly well, in those first couple games before getting injured there on that late comeback drive against the Rams. Now we're here back at Snowhawks Stadium, as I said, here in Salt Lake City, and we're just going to simulate the defense here, hopefully get our first win. The Commanders 1-2 as Daniels there swings it out on the first play. Good tackle there going downhill. Fumble! And it's going to be recovered by Washington. I think Jalen Thompson forced that one, reacting to that just dump-off pass. As we don't get a break, that would have been nice, getting the turnover here deep in Washington territory, but they survived to see another down. 2nd and 11. Jaden Daniels fires there towards the sideline. Wrapped up. Jamal Adams on the tackle. Now it's going to be 3rd and 2. And a stop here would be nice out of the gate. Daniels gives to Eckler. Eckler wrapped up there, but does get ahead for the first. I thought we were going to get the stop, but Eckler gets the forward momentum. Now first down, fresh set at the 40 for Washington. Daniels going to fire again, hits his target, that time for 8. Now approaching midfield. This Salt Lake City defense really wants to respond well after allowing almost 50 points last time out, as we do get a nice stop there, 3rd and 1. Another 3rd and short for the Commanders. This time smack dab at midfield to go to the run. Eckler going to get the first down. Washington moving the ball well on this opening drive, now into Salt Lake City territory. Daniels sits in the pocket, fires towards the near sideline. Breaks the tackle, Eckler still working, and that's going to be a minimal gain. There you see the notable inactives. So Duke Riley out for a game with a hand injury. We also had Darius Robinson and, of course, Anthony Nelson. So 3 starters on defense out this week, as that's not what our already crippled defensive unit needs. Now they'll swing this one out for Eckler. Breaks the tackle, then brought down by Avonte Maddox. 3rd and inches again, Washington, and 3rd and short. Daniels out there empty. And so swing that out, hits his man, and that's going to be broken up by Jamal. I think that was Jamal Adams, maybe Jalen Thompson, as Jamison Crowder calling for a flag, but no flag, my sir, as that is going to be a 4th down, though. They will bring out the offense. And again, Daniels out there empty. See if we can get 2 straight stops here as they get the blitz, and Solomon Thomas among the sack leaders in the NFL. Shot out of a cannon that time, really finding his form in the later stages of his career with that size, strength, and speed. Kind of gets in there untouched, as that'll stall out Washington's promising opening drive, as Salt Lake City with the momentum here early at home. And now we'll see what Malik Willis can do this week after 3 interceptions last time out. A couple carries there for Jamal Williams. 3rd and 3, and Jamal Williams gets the catch. And then a 20-yard pitching catch there to Jahan Dotson against his former team. Tip Ryman getting used on a rush again. He gets 5. Penalty against Washington. 1st and goal at the 4. And we get the touchdown there to Jamal Williams. I think he had the first touchdown in Salt Lake City Snowhawks history, as now he'll start off the day with one here, as we'll go back out there on defense. 3:41 remaining here in the first. Washington at the 30. A lot of empty sets here so far for the Commanders, as Daniels takes the snap. Quick one there, and that will get 5. Again, that one for Crowder has been highly targeted so far. 2nd and 5. Daniels going to step up and run, and he'll get the first down, wrapped up there at the 43. First down, Washington. Haven't seen Brian Robinson at all, just Austin Eckler. That'll be swung underneath for the tight end, wrapped up after 8. Now 2nd and 2. Daniels directly under center on the drop back. Swings that. A quick one for McLaurin, and he hangs on through the contact, first down. At the 43-yard line. Daniels give to Eckler. Good play there by Solomon Thomas along the edge. What a difference maker he's been. Kind of a career rejuvenation for him in his first few games with Salt Lake City. And that's exactly what this expansion team is all about, trying to get the best out of forgotten players depth players, role players, veterans who weren't really, coveted by their former teams. As a quick one there from McLaurin, first down. Now at the 30 as we head towards the last seconds of this first quarter. Daniel's going to step up, splits some pressure, still going now as he slides down at the 13. And that will more than likely do it for us here in this first quarter. Salt Lake City, a dynamite start there on defense as they did get a nice sack from Thomas to force a punt. And then the offense promptly got down the field and scored a touchdown. Jamal Williams led the way as we have a lead after one. Washington starts the second quarter in the red zone. Daniels directly under center. Jumbo package out there as they'll fake to Eckler. Daniels maneuvering in the pocket and trying to scramble. And he's hit hard there trying to get the edge. And I believe that's Alexander Johnson in addition after the preseason as he's been playing starting left outside linebacker for us. Probably the first time we've called his name so far. Good 3-yard loss there against the run. Now 2nd and 13. Daniels gives to Eckler. And he'll be brought down. 3rd and 10 now at the 13. See if the defense can get off the field here with a red zone stand. Daniels on the drop back. Throws over the middle. And he's going to find his man, but short of the line to gain. Landon Roberts, Rudy Ford there on the stop. I think that will bring out the field goal unit. We'll simulate this one, jump to the next play. And they went the touchdown instead. They went for it on 4th down. I was not anticipating that. As Trey McBride, his first touchdown as a member of the Commanders, disgruntled coming into this game. But he finds pay dirt against his not former team, but he was selected from our Cardinals that we replaced. As we're now all knotted up here in Washington, D.C. As we'll jump forward now back on defense. Or I'm sorry, we're on offense. Didn't mean to do that. I guess we will watch this play. The Malik Willis directly under center. Salt Lake City trying to answer. Willis off the play action, swings that out. And that's going to be a 3-yard loss. So just watching the offense peeking in for a play. And we lose 3, then incomplete. 3rd and 13, 11 yards to Dotson. But that will be short 4th and 1. As we do punt it, Washington will take over now at the 11. Tie football game here. 8:26 left in the half. Daniels a 5-yard touchdown for Trey McBride last time on 4th down. Now swinging back in the pocket, we'll just fire that one away. Now 2nd and 10. Daniels directly under center. Crowder in motion. And they will give for Eckler as he'll get 4 yards. 3rd and 6 now. Jamison Crowder was available in the expansion draft, but Salt Lake City selected Jahan Dotson instead. 3rd and 6 here. Daniels stepping up, going to throw towards the sideline there, and he has his man. And Jamison Crowder heard us talking about him, and he's kind of relieved but disappointed that Salt Lake City didn't select him in the expansion draft. Good throw there by Daniels. He's been maneuvering the pocket very well. And Crowder wide open there up the sideline. Met big hit there from, I believe, Elijah Jones. As that's a big hit. Gives Washington about 30 yards or so now at the 44. Fresh set of downs. 7:10 remaining in the second quarter. Give it for Eckler. Good blocking down the field. As he'll be brought down there by Maddox. 17 yards that time for Eckler across midfield. Washington now at the 39. And in motion there, it's Crowder. They give to Eckler. Nice hole up the middle. And he gets another 8. Man in motion. They give to Eckler again. As he'll be wrapped up there along the line that time. And that was Jabril Cox on the tackle. Free agent addition after assembling our expansion roster. 3rd and 1 now. Washington back out there heavy. Tight end in motion. 3rd and 1. Get back to Eckler. As he will be stopped behind the line there. Avonte Maddox with the stop. 4th and 1 now at the 30. I wonder what they're going to do. And these Commanders players calling for flags all game so far. I'm not sure what Eckler wanted that time. And they will bring out the offense. Last time they went for it on 4th down, they scored a touchdown. As they will get back to Eckler. Has a nice lane that time. As he'll get the first. Fresh to the downs now at the 25-yard line for Washington. On the carry there. That's going to lose 3. Jabril Cox, another stop there, having a nice game so far. As Daniels gives to Eckler. Another nice lane here. The run blocking holding up very well for Washington. Eckler another 8 yards. Now just over 3 minutes left in the half. Daniels. Again, moving around here. We'll get the first down and then some. Daniels slides down there inside the 5. 1st and goal, Washington. Very good drive here from the Commanders. Daniels from the shotgun. Drop back, throws over the middle, and that one just out of the end zone. 2nd and goal. McLaurin in motion there as he goes back the other way. Daniels give to Eckler. Breaks a couple tackles and hit hard down there by Avonte Maddox. Maddox playing some very physical football here in the first half, as that will bring us into the 2-minute warning. Washington trying to take the lead here at the goal line. Our red zone defense has held pretty strong through the course of this season so far. We'll see how we hold up here. 3rd and goal at the 3. I think that's Zach Ertz in motion. As they give to Eckler, tries to dive that one in, stopped mid-air collision. As Eckler a little slow to get up there, rolls over, and Washington staying aggressive on 4th down. 2 for 2 already. We'll see if they can get it here at the 1-yard line. McLaurin in motion. Again, going to go right back the other way. And they'll give to Eckler here. Can we get the stop? And we do. And that's a Contavious Street, our expansion pick from the Atlanta Falcons, getting the start in place of Darius Robinson. And what a play here towards the end of the half as he gets the run stop and we get the ball back. Taking over at the 1, though. You really hope you don't get the safety. We'll get 2 yards from Williams. Another 5 yards, 3rd and 3 now. And that's 6 yards to Malik Willis, as that does take us into halftime. And we are going to start with the ball. Tie game here to start the second half. 10-yard penalty there for Mo Ali Cox. 2 yards for Williams. 3 yards for Dotson. Now 3rd and 15. And that's not going to do it. 3-yard rush from Willis. 4th and 11. We go 3 and out to start the half. Washington takes over here at the 27-yard line, as that last drive to end the half was stalled out. Contavious Street, again, another big play. Picking up where he left off. Good spin move there off the block. And he wraps up the ball carrier again. Back-to-back snaps. Contavious Street is in the backfield. Now 2nd and 12. Daniels out there empty this time. Takes the snap. Just going to dump that one off. And that goes for 8 yards. Now 3rd and 5. Daniels takes the snap towards the sideline. And that's going to be broken up by the rookie Elijah Jones. And that's a big play to force the 4th down. Salt Lake City getting the ball back. And there's a glitch now with the sim, as it's been apparent over the course of these last few Maddens. Not sure what happened exactly, but I have no ability now to X out of this super sim. So I think on offense now we'll watch some snaps, but I'll probably just end up editing a little bit of it out just to kind of keep this episode shorter, or maybe edit all of it out and just kind of recap as we go back on defense. But that's kind of unfortunate that it might drag this one out a little bit more, but at least it's a close game, so we'll see what happens. Now we'll start a give for Amir Abdullah. He gets 6. I wonder if maybe like I call a timeout. Will that work around being stuck here? Now I'll give for Jamal Williams. He gets a couple. And I did call a timeout. Nothing doing, so we just wasted the timeout. And we're still stuck here in slow sim. I was trying to put Trey Benson back in that running back when it glitched out on me. Malik Willis going to stretch the field, and he finds his man. That's Kadarius Toney, and Toney burns that one for 68. And maybe it's a good thing that we're watching these offensive snaps now. Toney scored back in week 1, has been fairly quiet since. And this time we just got him going up the sideline. No one home as Malik Willis found him. And that safety over the top, a step too late. And Toney is taking that all the way back. We strike here early in the 3rd quarter, midway through the 3rd quarter about. Extra point up and good. 14-7 Snowhawks. See if the defense now can hold up a little bit. Solomon Thomas, Contavious Street having big days. They'll swing this one out. I think that's Crowder getting up the sideline, brought down after 8. Direct snap there to the running back, Eckler, and again going to be wrapped up there. Thomas and Street teaming up, as we have a nice tandem there at D tackle, it seems like. The run blocking was on point early for Washington, and now our run defense countering pretty strong. They go back to Eckler as he has a nice lane, gets the 1st down. Now at the 35, less than 5 minutes here in the 3rd. Daniels, quick one there over the middle, and he hangs on. Hard hit from Avonte Maddox, I think that was. But Noah Brown, I think, or Diami Brown, able to hang on through that hard contact. 2nd and 3 now. Daniels, quick one over the middle again, has his man 1st down. Washington now into Snowhawks territory. Another give for Eckler as he tried to press the line, brought down at the line. Only 58 yards on 20 carries. 2nd and 10. Daniels, another fake Over the middle, down the sideline, he has his man Terry McLaurin. Beats Elijah Jones over the top, and Washington strikes back to answer Salt Lake City's big play through the air. We saw there Xavier Thomas just a step late from getting home on the quarterback. There was a one-hand grab there from McLaurin. Snatched that with one hand, took it home for 6. And now pending the extra point, going to be a tie football game here from Snowhawks Stadium as we're still seeking win number 1. Daniels back out there. He's been very good in this game. 16 for 20, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns as he makes his case for Rookie of the Year. Going to give their Eckler a good stop there from Landon Roberts. Nelson a minute in this third quarter trying to get out of this one as that's going to be a false starter. Neutral zone infraction. What are they going to call that one? And it is going to be on Salt Lake. That was Kentavious Street, the culprit. Now 2nd and 5. They go back to Eckler here. Finds a nice gap as he works that across midfield. Last play of the third quarter here if they call one. And they're going to fake it. Daniels, time to throw. Daniels still time to throw. Steps up into the pocket, right into the line. Poor vision that time as he tried to step up. And this will be brought down after a 1-yard gain on the scramble. 14-14 tied up here from Salt Lake City. Our Snowhawks still seeking the first win in franchise history. 2nd and 9 at the 46 here to start the 4th and final quarter of play. Eckler slipping through some congestion. Gets a few now. 3rd and 3. I think Jameson Crowder a little shaken up. Now 3rd and short again for Washington. They've been very effective in these spots. And when they haven't, they've been effective on the 4th down situations. Daniels swings it out for Eckler. 1st down. Commanders now at the 30. Daniels gives to Eckler. Good gap again as he gets 5. 2nd and 5 now at the 26. Again, they give to Eckler. Another nice lane opens up. Stop after 3. And again, Washington here in 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 at the 22. Daniels going to throw this time over the middle. Has his man. And he's going to be brought down there at the 3-yard line. Daniels now over 200 passing yards. Washington in a prime spot to reclaim the lead. First and go at the 3. They go to Eckler. Tries to dive it in again, but he will find Pater this time as he crosses the plane. And the Commanders back on top here in the 4th quarter. Now we'll see how Malik Willis responds here, trailing late in a football game. Heavy up front here for Salt Lake. They'll fake it. Willis going to fling that out as he has Marvin Harrison Jr. across midfield up the sideline. As Harrison finds the stat sheet. Going to definitely bid for Offensive Rookie of the Year along there with Jaden Daniels. Malik Willis, another drop back. Again, has a man. There's Kadarius Toney. Had that long one earlier. Now 2nd and 3. That one for 7. Snowhawks at the 31-yard line. Jamal Williams, the single back here. Willis directly under center. Dotson will get the ender on there. Stopped in the backfield. Now 3rd and 6. Definitely in 4 down territory, you would think at this stage. Willis not going to need 4 downs, though. Gets Jahan Dotson now down to the 15. Salt Lake City now in the red zone. Chance to tie it up to go with a pitch here. Jamal Williams, and he can't bust that one outside, taken down for a loss. 2nd and 12. Willis. It's time to throw. Going to fire towards the end zone. He has a man there. That's Kadarius Toney. Make it 2 now for Toney. As Willis staying composed on that game-tying drive. As we're about halfway through this 4th quarter. 5:36 remaining. And we're going to see how Jaden Daniels responds. Just back and forth. When one team scores, the other one does. And as I said, I really only plan to watch the defense in this game, but the glitch forced us to watch a little offense. And we have seen 2 touchdown passes to Toney. Jamal Adams breaks through there untouched, and he'll get the sack, his first as a member of our Salt Lake City Snowhawks, as we're stealing the momentum here in the late stages. 2nd and 18 as we hit the 5-minute mark. Washington set back. Daniels. Pressure off the edge there. There's Xavier Thomas as Daniels does get rid of that one to McLaurin, as that'll make it 3rd and 4. Another 3rd and manageable here for Washington. Daniels on the drop back. Underneath there has his man, and that'll get the 1st down and go for 12. Olamide Zacchaeus there on the catch. 1st down Washington. 1 yard short of midfield. Daniels over on the slant there for McLaurin. He hangs on 5 yards. Now 2nd and 5 in Salt Lake territory. Give there to Eckler. And good stop there in the lane by Landon Roberts. hanging strong there with the gap integrity. And this will force the third and 5 this time. Probably the longest third down Washington has had in quite some time. Daniels, another drop back here, being pressured, rolling out. Being pressured, he's going to be brought down, Dietrich Weiss. And he gets home, Dietrich Weiss from the New England Patriots. They cut him post-preseason. And we're all over him as he gets the sack, forces the 4th down. A game-changing defensive drive here for our Snowhawks. As we set up to get the ball back, we will hit the 2-minute warning here. 21-21, late here from Snowhawks Stadium. As we'll see if Willis can add on the game-tying drive. Let's see if now he can get the game-winning drive. Otherwise, we're all set for overtime here. Week 4 of this 2024 NFL season. Willis. And they had some quick pressure there. We do get the screen set up. Jamal Williams, just a few. And now running some no huddle here. Tony in motion, 2nd and 7. Willis fakes. Willis now running around on the move. Has a man at the sideline, hits him. And that's Kadarius Toney, his 4th catch, now over 100 yards. As that puts us at the 38-yard line. 1 minute remaining. Underneath there, just a quick one for 4. And we see that Rodrigo Blankenship warming up. As we have 2 more timeouts, 2nd and 6. Malik Willis in the pocket, going to be brought down. And that's going to lose 3 as we'll have to call our 2nd timeout. 41 seconds now from the 40. Got to go probably 30 more yards or so. Maybe 20, 25 for Rodrigo Blankenship's field goal range. Malik Willis on the drop back. Has time to throw. Fires. Hits his man Tony. And that's going to be knocked down there at the last second by St. Juice breaking in there. I don't know if it was in Tony's hands or if St. Juice got a piece of it. As that'll force the 4th. And we come up short here on a potential game-winning drive. Cepas on for the punt. And now Jaden Daniels, 3 timeouts to work with as he takes over at the 20. See if Jaden Daniels can work some magic here from the 20. Quick one there from McLaurin. And they don't even call a timeout, so they're just going to take this one into overtime. They'll call a last play there for Eckler as he breaks it into the 2nd level. As Washington going to be content taking this into overtime. The first overtime game here for Salt Lake City, as it's 21-21. And of course it all comes down to the coin toss here, as we have Malik Willis, Landon Roberts there. And this is the only time you can do the coin toss here in Madden. Only if you hit overtime. Let's see what we got. And it is heads, and we did win the toss as we elect to receive. So we'll have the offense out there. Touchdown wins the game for our Snowhawks. So they give us an 8-minute overtime period, it looks like, or maybe even less. It's at 7:32, and there's no way the opening kickoff here was 28 seconds, so not really sure what happened there. We'll go screen for Harrison. It doesn't really matter. It shouldn't take us 8 minutes to drive down the field and score, as that's the goal here. And 2nd and 1. Malik Willis has been very good since we've been forced to watch the rest of this game. 2nd and 1. Mo Ali Cox in motion. Willis. Quick one there for Ali Cox. Catches it, but that's going to go for a 2-yard loss. Now 3rd and 3. Let's see if we can convert here. Willis. Pressure off the edge there. Goes underneath for Amir Abdullah. And that will be short. 4th and 1 at the 37. And we will send out Aaron Cepas for the punt. Did not do anything for us, as Washington now out there at the 24. And we'll see if our defense can hang strong here. Give for Eckler to start, as he'll be brought down there in the backfield. Be something if we ended in a tie here. If we had a tie before we got a win. Daniels now in the quarterback run, going to be brought down there by Jabril Cox, as he's had a bunch of tackles here today. On 3rd and 11, and only 4.5 left in this game. Daniels out there empty. Going to go over the middle there. Picked off! That is picked off. And can we win it here on the walk-off? We cannot, but that brings us now to the 16. A field goal wins the game there. Rudy Ford, a free agent addition post-expansion draft. And that sets us up to win our first game here in franchise history. Jaden Daniels, the rookie, makes a rookie mistake. Right over the middle there for McBride, wasn't it? No, I think it was not. I don't think it was even McBride. Maybe it was there, as that would be pretty ironic, as they're going to ice Blankenship here for a 34-yard field goal to win the game, or a 33-yard field goal to win the game here for our first win in franchise history. And let's see if Blankenship can put it through. Snap is off, kick is up. Blankenship for the win, and we get it as our Snowhawks win the first game here in franchise history. We're now 1-3 as we defeat the Washington Commanders in overtime, and this one feels good. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, and I did not think it would be here today as we take down Daniels and the Commanders. Now even with them at 1-3, Malik Willis, who would have thought he would come here, lead us back, being down late by a touchdown, as he hooked up with Kadarius Toney. Two big ones, Kadarius Toney, Solomon Thomas, Contavious Street, all tremendous performances from them, as our team really seems to be gelling. You know, despite being a young expansion team, we're all buying in, we're playing our hearts out, and we're working together as a team. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's kind of a longer episode. I didn't plan on this second part of the sim, you know, where we're just supposed to watch defense be so long, but it turned out to be a very fun game, and I'm glad we were able to kind of catch this one as we captured the moments that led to the first win here in franchise history. But as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.